Hey guys, so this is my third attempt now of trying to find a decent USB-C hub for my new 11-inch M1 iPad Pro. Now this one is made by HereCool, and this is a dongle type of USB-C hub. They make it in three colors. I got the space gray, but they also have it in pink and blue. It's $1 more for the other colors. This was right around $25. The other ones are $26. Now, like the other USB-C hubs that I've tested, this one is also rated at 5 GBs, gigabytes or gigabits rather, per second. Now if you do the math as far as megabytes, we're talking around 600 to 650 megabytes. Now my iPad Pro, it must be a hardware or software limitation in the iPad Pro. I've only been able to get right around 400, 450, regardless of what device, even if I attach my SanDisk SSD directly to it. So it looks like there's a limitation. But this should perform at least that. Now, some of the other units that I've tested prior to this one, I think it was part 1 and part 2, one actually performed with no latency. The other was about half of what the iPad could transfer, the rate of the transfer speed of the iPad. I think it was like 200, 250 megabytes per second. So this one has a SD card, a micro SD card, 2 USB 3.0s, again, it's supposed to be 5 gigabits per second, and then a charging port, USB-C charging port, and then an HDMI port at the bottom. So let's go ahead and attach this and see how this performs. As you can see, this is one of the things I don't like about a dongle. I tried to attach it on a desk and it's screeching and scrolling, but let me see if I can at least hold it so you can look at what I'm doing here. First, what we'll test is, let me open some 2 of these file apps. If you watch my other video, if you do a copy and paste, it's slow. There's some caching that it's doing. So when you do a file transfer, open 2 versions of the file app. I haven't quite perfected the gestures. So what are we going to do with the first test? The first test, let's do a transfer with the SSD and to see if there's any latency. And I'm going to leave my USB-A connector for this one because this is doesn't have a USB-C transfer port. This one's only for charging. You can see that. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my Extreme SSD, and this is a Gen 2 capable of 1050 megabits per second. Again, I haven't been able to get anything close to that in the iPad Pro, but this shouldn't have any latency if it's doing what it says it's doing as far as 5 GBs. So I got the Files app, 2 opened, one on the Extreme SSD, and then the other, I'll just select my iPad, something local. I know I was doing some speed tests, we'll drop it to that folder. I'm gonna copy this 2.5 gigabytes or the 2.6 gigabytes file. I'm gonna hold it and I'm gonna drag it and drop it, and I'm gonna hit start to start my recording or my timer. And this should be 6 seconds if there is no latency. We're already past that. My light just cut out. 11 seconds. So this, like the others, it's about half the capacity, transfer capacity, as just running directly to the SSD. Now the first one I tested, the Rayro, there was no latency. I could have this SD plugged directly in or through the Rayro, and there was no latency. It was the same transfer speeds from the iPad Pro. So not great. I don't know if 11.79 seconds, or let's say about 250 megabytes per second will be fast enough to do video editing and 4K video editing using LumaFusion. That is one of my primary reasons for wanting the transfer speed. Using the USB hub. Now, yes, I could just directly plug in the SSD drive to my iPad and get suitable speeds. But okay, so we know it's about half the speed from the USB 3.0 into the SSD. Now let's do a secondary test, and we're going to take the Extreme Pro. This is a UHS 1, and this is really the industry standard as far as the photographers go. Really good quality, fast card that doesn't break the bank. We're going to go ahead and insert this. I guess right side up. Yep, right side up. It does have a nice deep connection. I like that. Some of these SD card transfer dongles, the port isn't very deep and you don't have that nice positive connection. This one has a nice connection. I like that. So let's go ahead and see how long it takes to transfer this same file to the hard drive. And my other USB 3.0, the fastest ones, is right around 32 seconds to 35 seconds. So that's really the target where I'm going. So let's reset and go to, I'm going to go into my SD card and I'm going to take the same file, and it's already there, and I'm going to say I'm going to replace. I'll keep both for this. And 32 to 35, 36 seconds, that's my goal. That's my target of success. Minute and 30. So this one, like I think it was the part 2 or the second one that I tried, had the same performance. That's 3 times slower than what it should take. So guys, to summarize this one up, it's getting sent back to Amazon. Not only was it slow transferring files from my SSD to my iPad, it had incredibly slow transfer speeds from the SD card. And this is the #1 reason for me wanting a USB-C hub, is to be able to transfer from this SD card to the SSD directly, bypassing the iPad. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and try another one, but I hope this helped you guys if you're out there trying to search for a USB-C hub for your new iPad. So I'm going to order another one and give it another shot, and thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.